Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Right. So it says a wise judge will instruct his people. Instruct his people in what? In doing righteousness, man. All we see in Esau do is teaching his people how to do wickedness.
How to be a nigga.
Yeah, the scriptures talk about the wisdom of a fool is not wisdom, or roughly paraphrasing. Right, knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, man. Yeah. Right? Because that's all you see now, man. Motherfuckers knowing how to sell drugs, knowing how to kidnap kids, knowing how to do all this goddamn peddle shit in the secret. But yet, what about righteousness, man?
They're trying to normalize the pedophilia shit.
Yeah.
They are.
That's why you see the maggers is not speaking up. One of the maggers that got pardoned from the them dated what was it, January the 6th. They got pardoned. He got sentenced to life in prison for some pedo shit, man. You just got pardoned last year, then you got convicted not too far after that for life for some pedo shit. Because it's found out a lot of you goddamn Edomite, a lot of you so-called white men are fucking sick, man. And it's always you rich ass Edomite white males, man, with money. You're always on that like old buddy off that shoulder.
Oh no, I was thinking
Herbert, is it Herbert?
Herbert. Family.
Yeah.
It was a video that came back up. I think it was, what's Gary Coleman? What was the show Gary Coleman?
Man, man. Gary Coleman show what
bike, the nigga in the bike shop.
Strokes,
different strokes.
Even the name is crazy.
The different strokes, but in the show they had the episode with the talking about, you remember, they had to do with the bike shop. He took him in the back. He had the magazine giving him a wine and shit. And talking about somebody take pictures. It was like, you ain't got no clothes on in the picture.
Right.
And then at the end, they brought the little white boy out.
The little white boy. I think he got the white. He got one of the little black boy though.
Yeah.
He got the one with the shirt off.
Yeah, he took his shirt off.
He ran his shirt off. That's crazy.
That was in the show though, man.
That's nasty, man. And they trying to normalize it and thinking it's cool, man.
That shit weird, bro.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And the most I tell you that the white man ain't right. See, he's sick. Something wrong with it.
Yeah.
It says it right here. The soul in it, which is him, he ain't right. These damn devils, man, they twist up in the damn brain, man. They like to do anything or say anything. Anything. And that's the way the Most High made them, man.
Right. Because white, it ain't right.
That's right.
You still in that Montserrat?
Con. I want to make a quick point though, as brothers talking about that whole, pedo shit. A lot of these, really the way that Esau built this whole system, he allows for these guys to get off, man. Either get pardoned, either, nothing happens to them, or I saw a documentary on how some of these guys escape and go to Israel, man, and flee persecution over there, man. And they don't even get charged because then the system is like, oh, they gotta, you gotta go into Interpol, you gotta go to Interpol, they gotta, put in the file for it, and then we gotta process it. So by the time they try to get him, this dude was like 40, 50 years old, man, and ain't nothing gonna be done, man.
Damn, they're dead.
Right. Yeah.
See, that's why the scripture say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is ruling the earth. We living under the guise of Satan, which make the wicked ass rules of the earth, and they can break them and change them in the laws anytime they feel like it.
Right.
Change, anytime.
Right.
What go for us ain't going for them.
Exactly.
They got two, different type of justice systems, man.
Yeah.
One for us, one for them.
Right. Double standard.
Yeah, there ain't a damn thing we can do about it.
We go back, read this. Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 1. The wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right, the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Showing you that America, Babylon the Great isn't that that a place where it has prudent rulers.
Right.
Because ultimately the judgment that's carried out here is done by also how they feel. If a cop pulls somebody's over, they say, okay, well, you can use this amount of force upon your discretion.
Right.
And, what's their discretion? Their discretion is ultimately how they feel.
Right.
If they was to go to the court, the judge gonna give them a sentence, based off how they feel. Well, I feel like giving you 150 years.
Right. Right. It's all based off their biases.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If Jake walks up and stands there on the podium, they're gonna throw the book at his ass.
Right.
But if an Edomite comes up, they're gonna be like, oh, feel sorry for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to, make it, a light sentence. you know, it all depends, like you mentioned, it all depends on how the judge feels, man. So of course, and even then, the whole system is corrupt. So these judges are bribed, man. These top, you know, these smart hats be bribing the judges, be bribing your politicians. You know, the whole system is corrupt, man. So this has got to go. Under Esau, there's no form of judgment. There's no form of true justice, right? So that's why Yahweh Shah has to come, you know, to bring in that judgment, man. Because judgment is going to come, but it ain't going to be here. I mean, it ain't going to be through Esau's system. It's going to be through the kingdom of heaven.
Right. I got something right here. This is Proverbs 29 and 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. Y'all see that now for yourself. The ruler, DJ Trump, he hearken to lies. He is a liar. All he do is tell lies.
Right.
And look at all his cabinet. Look at all the Congress. So
Right.
is his damn wicked ass servants, man.
Right.
From him all the way down, wicked. And y'all see it for yourself. You cannot deny Proverbs 29 and 12. If you do, then you wicked as hell.
Right. Continuing on.
I got one for you.
Okay, come.
So Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Right? So like brothers are going into, this man is not in trouble like other men, man. Right? He makes the rules so he can break the rules. Right? And that wrong judgment continually goes out. We know nothing's going to come of the Epstein files coming out, because if it did, the whole system would collapse, man. Because everybody's on that list.
Right.
All your judges, all your politicians, all your actors and actresses, right? Your policemen, your councilwomen, men, everybody's on there. So if they had to bring somebody to trial, then the whole system would be implode upon itself, man.
Lock all their asses up.
God, this is Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Con, you go back to it?
God. Sirach 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right, and a testament to that is, you know, when you see like, you'll see, it might be like a sheriff or like a police chief, all right, or, you know, a police lieutenant, is in charge of a ringleader of a child trafficking case.
Right.
You know, but we also see that up, you know, with, you know, the presidents and the senators and, you know, governors and stuff like that. So a testament to that is essentially how the rulers is. That's how those that's under them is going to behave, and that's what we see in America, Babylon the Great. You know, wickedness, no matter what level you look at, on the local level, on the regional level, you know, national, all right, so on and so forth. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. You know.
Right. You know, you may. Oh, slack. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna make mention, you know, because you know the top elite, they do things on a grand scale, a massive scale, mass production scale, so to speak, right? But you have, you know, the ones under him, they're doing it on their own lower level, all the way down to your average, you know, Edomite walking down the street, man. When you look at their phones, I bet you're gonna see a whole list, man, of CP files, man. A whole list of CP videos, a whole list of, you know, them chatting with, you know, underage people on different social media sites, of all kinds of nasty filth, man. So as it says, you know, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, right? And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So that vibration is carried down all the way down to the rest of the populace, man.
This is Psalms 11 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the valorous men are exalted. So if you got a man in power, they halfway righteous, those wicked men, you know, they're not going to, you know, come out with a full-fledged wicked. They be thinking of what they can do and what they will do, because they know they be in trouble.
Right.
They get locked up. But when, you know, when the wicked walk on every side, when the leaders, like we were saying, when the leaders from the top leader all the way down are wicked, here come everybody out with wickedness now. They free to do it now, because they ain't nobody gonna chastise them. Ain't nobody gonna check them. So wickedness is exceeding and polluted the whole damn earth right now, man.
Right.
And it's going around the world, you know, over and over again, man.
Cancer.
Yeah,
Right.
like a cancer, man.
Yeah, it's like a rotten apple, man. And it's continuing to spread throughout the whole, everything is being contaminated, man. There's nowhere on the planet Earth that you can call, you know, a safe haven, you you know, or some place that's untouched, you know, like a sanctuary. No, everything is polluted, man. Job 9:24, right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. This man has the whole world. He's able to operate on a global scale, pushes wickedness everywhere, right? I was even I was looking at this article, but it pretty much was going into how, you know, some of the remnants of the old British Empire is still around, and it has to do with these banks. They have some of these banks, you know, located across different parts of the world where they're able to launder money, pretty much facilitating the drug trafficking, the trafficking of children, slavery, you know, all this shit is still going on because these guys are behind this shit, man. They're facilitating it, man. They're allowing it to go on, right? So of course, you know, you're going to have Jake out there, you know, in South America or Mexico, you know, trying to come up some way, and the only option that's given to them is to do these damn wicked acts, man.
Right.
But then they point the finger at Jake, saying that they're the problem, but who's the one that's allowing this shit to go on? You got something? I'll get this. Sirach 10, in verse 3, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right, it says the unwise king destroyed his people. All right, when you look at, you know, the working class of America, Babylon the Great, you know, everybody is bogged down with the amount of stress that's placed upon them. Same thing happened in Rome, and we see the same thing happen in America, Babylon the Great, you know, going into that unwise king destroying his people. Also with the food. The whole lifestyle is essentially set against those that's subordinate to Esau Edom, you know, which chiefly is Jake, you know.
It says, I'm going to continue on. I'm going to read it again, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that's profitable.
Right, and the one that's going to be profitable, all right, is the elect. All right, as pursuant to Isaiah, the first chapter, and the 26th verse, the Lord is ultimately restoring the judges because the true judges are going to rule ultimately with the righteous eye. All right, that's why the scriptures say in Isaiah, the 59th chapter, that the Lord saw and it displeased him that there was no judgment. You see, because ultimately the earth is not being ran in righteousness. All right, with the true leaders and rulership, ultimately the earth is going to be ran in true balance. Right now, everything is just, you know, just maintaining, you know, by a thread.
Right.
Right now, the earth is run by Satan, man.
Right.
And it says it in the scriptures, man. You know, y'all, our people go to them churches, they think they worship the Lord, y'all by some time, and they worshiping Satan, man. For it says in Luke 4 and 6,
Okay,
and the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered to me, and whomsoever I will give it. So all this power that's been given on the earth is given from Satan. And the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So the damn white man is the devil. The Bible speaks of giving his power from Satan. And he will give it to anybody he will, and all you got to do is bow down to Satan. Sign these contracts. Sell your damn soul. Do this, do that. But he, you know, jump hoops and, you know, little tricks for him. And you, like I say, the Israelite man, you know, dumb and stupid, he'll come up thinking he's something damn about it. But he, most likely he done sold his damn soul to the damn white man, Satan, the devil and Satan. That's how it runs. Satan is running the whole world. And if you somebody around this world, Israelite man, so-called black man, Spantino, and you don't rose up, you know, telling these damn devils what to do, you done sold your damn soul to them.
Exactly, because what Esau's got, he's got a glass ceiling, you know, to where you can only come up a certain level, and then you hit that glass ceiling, and the only way to go above that glass ceiling is to sell out. But even amongst that, you know, there's another glass ceiling above that one, man. So there's levels to this shit, man.
Yeah, you got to keep doing more wickedness.
Correct.
The higher you get, the lower you got to bow down to this damn devil, man.
Right. Don, let me get this real quick, if I may. This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10. Let favor. Oh yeah, come on. Isaiah 26 and 9. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
Right, because as pursuant to Psalms, the 82nd chapter, all right, it says that the foundations of the earth is out of course. You know, so being that when true righteousness is in effect, you know, ultimately everything is going to be to where it's thriving. Right. You know, even those as, you know, not the nation of Yashar are going to be in a state to where, you know, they are content with what they got. You know.
Right.
understood, I wanted to get that word from prophet that you had read in that previous verse, right? Because, like it said, he's going to set up one that's profitable, man, right? Now, when you get profit in the Adam Online Dictionary, jump it down, it says benefit, spiritual benefit, advantage, right? There's no advantage to having Esau in rulership, man, right? This is why the earth is in a decayed state, is because of this man, man, right? That's why, as the scriptures talk about, the pretty much roughly paraphrasing as how the earth is growing weaker through age, right? We're seeing everything die at the hands of the improper ruler, man, right? That one that is unprofitable, right? It continues on, it says growth, advance, increase, success, progress, right? And what was the curse that was put on Cain? That the earth would not yield forth its strength, man. Right? This is what we're seeing is the earth was at a peak, right, during the garden. And as soon as things started to go downhill, you know, through Adam and Eve's sin, and then once the Lord set up this base man, things continue to spiral out of control, man. Right? To the point that we're at now, where things is weaker than they've been. Everybody's being more poisoned than they are. The philosophies of the earth are more and more detrimental to people. Right? This is that unprofitable man that the scriptures speak of.
Right, because the scriptures say how woe unto thee, O land, when thy prince be a child, and thy king and thy princes eat in the morning. Because what Esau operates on is instant gratification. Esau wants it now. You know, that commercial is my money and I want it now. That's how Esau operates, man. He can't be patient and wait for that delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? You got to work, you know, and earn what you get. This man wants to get it quick. Them Ponzi schemes, all them get rich quick schemes, that all comes from him. And that's why you see Jake, you know, operating in that manner, because they're taking on the way of Esau. The scriptures talk about how you are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. And that's what you see Jake doing nowadays, man. But the whole world is in that mindset too, man. The heathen are in that mindset. The heathen are through, man. You have Elam and Moab over there doing scams, man. Over there in India, over there in China, they're the biggest scammers on the earth. Why is that? Because they're taking on the ways of Esau, man.
Right.
Esau's the biggest scammer on the earth.
I want to back you up and say, you know, just like they see when you get older, you have more. The old man riding around, you know, with the Cadillac and all that.
Right.
You know, got everything, the big house, all that. Like you're saying, Esau, he got you in the mindset that these young folks, they want that now.
Right.
They don't want to go. They don't want to wait and work all the years or however you get it, take that long time to get it. They want it now, man. See, everything is corrupted, man. Just like the brother was speaking of, man. Because it's the damn devil the Bible speaks of. The white man. Got our whole nation, the 12 tribes, messed up, man.
Right.
Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. And this is the knowledge they should be getting right here through the scripture, man. But our people just rebellious, stiff-necked. You don't want to humble down and come back to the old ways, man. Right. The old ways is the better ways, man. Not this new ways the damn devil, the white man is teaching you, man. That's, you know, y'all gonna, you know, gonna suffer from many downfalls and regrets trying to do that, man.
Right. Yeah, you know, and because he's operating in such haste and in that mindset of instant gratification, you know, that's why you're seeing, you know, topsoil, you know, about to, you know, pretty much waste away in about, what, 2050 or some shit like that? Bro, that's some crazy shit, man. How the hell is the topsoil gonna go away by 2050? That's just ridiculous, man. It doesn't make no damn sense. But if you were to operate within the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that wouldn't even be the case. That wouldn't even be mentioned. That wouldn't be news, man.
They don't believe in the land.
Nah.
They're not gonna operate.
And that's the reason why everything is out of whack. Not everything ain't operating in that proper balance that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set forth since the garden, as the brother Quinn Watt said. In the garden, everything was operating at its optimum state. But now that with Esau in power, everything is fucking destroyed, man. There's no hope of life here in the next, not even in the next 5 to 10 years, man.
And they got all these projects and things of that nature going out. They try to put the mussels back in the water. They try to build back up the lobsters and crabs and all that. They try to replant trees, but it's too late, man.
Yeah.
Right? That it's already caused enough damage to where it's unrevivable, man. That's why we need a complete reset. Right? Everything needs to be refreshed.
Right. And Esau wants to blame, you know, the people, you know, and saying, oh, because of global warming and all this and that. But who's the one that did that shit? It was you, man. You're the problem of all the problems on the planet Earth.
He is the problem.
Yeah, he is the problem.
He is the problem.
This is the book of Daniel 2 and 21. And he changed the times and the seasons.
Oh, no,
He
this
removed
one,
kings and
that-
set up kings. He
that
gives
favorite
wisdom to the
show.
wise and knowledge of them.
You want me to hold something else?
Now understand it. See,
God.
normally the most these damn devils, that's what they do. They don't change the time. They like that. Who like the time? Time gonna spring forward tomorrow. Change the season. This devil done changed everything that the Most High set up throughout all the ages, man. Everything the Most High set up was perfect and good. Here come Esau, the damn devil the Bible speaks of. Gonna go around and say, oh, they ain't good. The Most High messed up. He changed everything, which he done messed up. Now look at everything now. That's why the earth is going like it is now. This damn devil done changed every damn thing. It's all out of course, all out of whack, man.
This is Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness he will deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Right, so favor was shown unto this man. Here it is, he's got the land, he's got the power, he's got the money, he's got everything, all the influence. But what is he doing with it, man? He's destroying the people, he's destroying the land, he's goddamn destroying himself, man. That's the reason why he's talking about transhumanism. You know, going artificial, going synthetic. Because he understands that the way he's ruling, the earth ain't gonna exist in the next 20, 30 years, man. You got something?
Real quick. It's Genesis 27 and verse 28. It reads, therefore, the Most High give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine, and let the people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee, and be a lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac made an end of the blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from his presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father.
Now, when you're going into this, this is, you know, the giving of the birthright, which is the sole reason why you Edomites hate Jacob. All right, it's not a black and white thing. You should be well evolved past that at this point. You see, it's beyond race, so it's a spiritual thing. Because when you go into the master plan of the Illuminated Rothschild, they'll tell you that everything that they're doing is to get back that birthright because they know that they're the house of Edom.
Jumping down to verse 38, it says that Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
He's participating in his blessing right now. What you see in that whole situation with Iran, you know, it goes beyond, you know, the forefront of World War III. It is about that, but it's right now, it's economic wise right now. Oil, water, you know, we're dealing with a war, battle of resources.
Has all the that is a primary where all the resources, basically hub of the world. Really.
Yeah, trading, they do a lot of trading. That and that's pretty much the Suez Canal right there.
Yeah.
Over there, cause you got Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and stuff like that.
So that whole area is like heavy trade commerce. So right now it's low.
Which is being closed to affect the GCC, which that affects all them the Arabian nations, man.
Right. Which in turn affects the petrodollar.
Right.
Yep.
That's the fatness, Strong's H 4924. It says fatness, fertile place, richly prepared food, and then it goes into olive oil. Right, so this is what we're seeing is they've been given the abundance of the resources, man. Yeah. Which that's how you know who's truly in power is who has control over what the resources get divvied up amongst, man. Right? You see, and where that control is being stifled right now, that's why this war is going to continue on the way it is, man. Until those ports open up, until that strait gets, allow free movement again, you're going to start to see people buck up against America and Israel because they're choking off the life supply of the earth right now.
There's 250 ships in counting, stranded. Can't get through. That's a lot of supplies.
Yeah, and then like I said on Wednesday, another thing that I talked about that's affected by that is Iran owns a huge aquifer in that area, and America they want to be able to get to that. The only one that can use it is Iran. That's their personal one. And so when they did that bombing, they want either make it to where they don't have access to it no more, or that the EU can get a hold of it. So whenever Esau sees resources that's not in his control, he does things like this to go get it, which is why that's his nature, man. Right.
John chapter 10 and verse 10, it says, "The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they may have life, and that they might have it more abundantly."
Right. And that's the Edomite culture right there. Man.
Right.
That's their culture, man. Steal, kill, and destroy, man.
Right. Shit, Revelation 6 and 4. He's got a red horse, to take peace from the earth. That's his whole MO, man. Right? So it's like the brother read, steal, kill, and destroy. That's how he got everything. All the power that he got, him rising up in rulership and power, he all got it by the way of the sword, which is his part of his blessing, that he would do that, and reach that height. But we're coming to a time now where this man is about to be taken out, because as the scripture says, for see if I can find it real quick, for unrighteous dealings. I don't know if you know where it is.
Unrighteous dealings and
Injuries gotten by the sea.
Bonsra 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like verse 8.
Yep. This is Ecclesiasticus Bon Sirach. Not by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people into another. So this is why we're seeing the fall of America, right? Ultimately, those plagues are being put on Egypt again, man. Those same plagues that were put on Egypt before, and we're seeing that happen now, right? We're gonna start seeing famines. We're seeing the plagues, pestilences, all forms of different calamities is about to fall in America, all because of the wickedness that this man is promoting throughout the whole planet Earth, man. So now it's coming to a point where that wickedness is reaching a peak, where judgment is going to have to be executed, man. That ripeness of this wickedness has to come to its fullness until the Most High is like, all right, that's it, man. It's time, right? Just like when you pick a fruit off a tree, you're not going to pick it when it's unripe or before it's ripe. You're going to wait till it's ripe to finally grab it and eat it, man, to devour it. And this place is about to be devoured, man, by them ICBM missiles. Okay.
You have to Isaiah 63. Can you run that back again?
Okay. This is Bon Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8.
Verse 7.
Oh yeah, God.
It might be like 6 or 7. Keep on reading down.
Reading down? So verse 9?
Yep.
So Bon Sirach 10 and 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such as in one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
God pretty much going into Esau Edom. He pretty much has no integrity.
No. It says, verse 10, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die.
Right, the physician cutteth off a long disease, the Lord Yahweh Shai, he's cutting out that disease, that cancer in the earth. Esau Edom, could we get Proverbs 29 and verse 18? That's pretty much how Esau Edom rules. That mindset is very, it's contagious. And that's why he has to be cut out, he has to be destroyed, from ruling. He has to be uprooted.
This is Proverbs 29 and verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Might be 16.
Oh, 16? Oh, yeah. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
Right, when the wicked is multiplied, transgression increases. So it goes into that cancer. You know, ultimately you got to cut that cancer out. You got to destroy it. And that's what the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to do. That's why verse 8 said that, you know, through unrighteous dealings and injuries gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, you know, because we're in that transition phase, you know?
Right. There's a scripture that says, every plant that my father had not planted will be rooted out. You know, that's ultimately Esau, man.
Right.
This kingdom is going to be taken out, 2nd Ezra 4 and 28. Right? This place has to be taken out in order for the kingdom of heaven to be established, man. You know, two trees can't grow in the same spot. One has to be uprooted, man. For the other one to grow and be planted and grow.
Could you go from there? Could you get First Thessalonians going into and then show that wicked be revealed?
Oh yeah.
Cornwall, could you get Matthew 10 and verse 33 to 34? We get this first, and then we get Matthew.
Matthew first says?
That's right.
Okay. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. I'm gonna start up at 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who not letteth will let until he be taken out of the way."
Right.
And that's what we're waiting on, man. Right? Because ultimately, the reason why everything is happening is because the Lord gave this man a space and time to do all this madness, man. Right? But it says, verse 8, "And then shall that wicked be revealed."
Right, and essentially Esau Edom is being revealed, you know.
"Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth."
Right, the spirit of the Lord's mouth represents the prophets. All right, essentially, you know, we're down here as the witnesses, and essentially we're bringing his cases. We're pretty much in the spirit, you know, saying what Esau has done.
Right.
You know, hey, you did this, you did this, you did this. All right, and the Lord is essentially seeing it, you know, because the Lord is the ultimate judge.
Right. Testifying, man.
We the prosecutors.
Right. But it says, "It shall destroy with the brightness of his coming."
Right, and that's twofold, you see, because essentially the wicked is being revealed by the light, all right, but then they ultimately going to be destroyed by the same light, the Lord Yahweh Shai. That was it in that?
Yeah.
Can we get Matthew 10, Papa Shah?
So Matthew 10 and verse 33. "Whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword."
Right, and that sword ultimately it's twofold. You see, because that sword ultimately brings division. All right, but then the Lord Yahweh Shai's spirit is going amongst the planet Earth. That's causing division. All right, but then also it's revealing, you know, Esau Edom. All right, but then also with that sword, it's going to be used for destruction. You know, because the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Esau Edom's hegemony. You know,
Multifaceted.
right? Could we get that? You have something?
I got some. Joel 3 and verse 13. "Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe." See, end of the world. "Come, get ye down, for the press is full. If that's all full, for wickedness is great." That's why Yahweh Shai is returning, man. It's right for the picking.
Right.
Everything is wicked. It's time for Yahweh Shai to come stomp out wickedness, man. I mean, it is right, man. It's about right. It's about to, you know, get right. So, you know, that's not going to happen. So Yahweh Shai coming and to get ready to do the damn wicked, man. Isaiah 63,
Verse 1.
verse 1. "Who is that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength? I that speak in righteousness, like you say,
Right. It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom?" You know, just as the Lord in the ancient world, the Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, he essentially was coming from Seir, as the scripture goes into. All right, so the same thing is going to happen in these days and times, you know. Essentially, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Esau Edom, who is ultimately ahead of Basra. That was the capital city, or one of the chief cities, all right, in Edom. That's why it says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, this that is glorious in his apparel?" Can we get that?
This is Isaiah 47 and verse 3. "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee. I will not meet thee as a man."
Right, so it said, "I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man," because the Lord Yahweh Shai came as ultimately humble and lowly when he first came, you see. But when he comes this time, he's going to come majestic in his angelic form. You know, he's going to come on that chariot. That's why it says, it says, this that is glorious in his apparel. All right? This that is glorious in his apparel, you know, because the chariots are glorious. You know, he's going to be coming in that righteous steed, that glorious steed, the majestic steed, you know?
Right, he's coming in this full glory, man. But this is, I get something real quick?
Oh, you got it.
This is Isaiah 34 and verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in the heavens. God.
I had that. Could you get second Ezra 13? Second Ezra 13 and verse, yeah, I had it right here.
Okay.
Second Ezra 13. From the top.
You get verse 3.
Second Ezra 13 and verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and with the 10,000 of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right, and when the scriptures talk about the thousands, it said the thousands. You know, it's talking about the Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, because he essentially rides with the angels. All right, those represent the thousands. You know, you keep going to like verse, I'm gonna say 11.
Verse 4. Second Ezra 13, verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of hell, all they burned that heard his voice, like as earth filleth when it filleth the fire.
Right, because he essentially, as the ICBMs is pelting American Babylon the Great in various different parts of the world where Esau Edom is at, you know, also the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to be doing a cleanup job, you know, with the laser beams from the chariots, you know.
Right.
Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, I have graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right, so it's talking about the fathership. You know, they had, you know, not too long ago, to where it was chariots pretty much harnessing energy, you know, from the moon. Right. But then also they got stuff to where they can measure how big it is. So right here in this scripture it said, I would have seen the place wherein the hill was graven, but he couldn't because it was so vast. It's going to take up the whole, you know, the whole atmosphere, right. You know?
Yeah, I mean, this ain't sun. That damn spirit that it was sucking energy from the sun, it was black. They couldn't see what it was because it was closed. It was humongous. Right. It was the size of damn hell. it was gigantical, if that's a word. Right. Bigger than, you know, multiple Earths, man. And it sucked with plasma from the sun and took off. Right. Light speed. Yep. So just imagine that coming to Earth, man. You look up and you're gonna see it's like one of the sci-fi movies. What was it? Transformers, when they brought Cybertron and that big ass damn plane was sitting up there. See, they make all these movies, let you know. Right. You know, they know the scriptures, man. See? Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right, because essentially the Lord is going to put the spirit, you know, on the other nations to ultimately come up against him. You know, because right now, all right, everybody is mounting up for WW3, World War III. All right, and everybody is essentially, it's orchestrated chaos, you know, but essentially they're still banded together, but it's going to come to a certain point to where they're going to be going against each other. All right, but then when the Lord Yahweh Shai returns, essentially they're going to fight against the Lord Yahweh Shai and fail miserably.
Second Ezra 13:9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, neither any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and a smell of smoke.
Right. So when you picture this, all right, ultimately it said the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the sparks and tempests is talking about the laser beams on the chariots. You know, they all gonna be together. All right, it's gonna be concentrated heat to ultimately destroy.
That's the Independence Day scene. You saw when they had the ship, and like I said, you saw that concentrated fire come down and blow up the White House. Right. They got that from the scripture. Right. All these Hollywood directors, they get their inspiration from these scriptures.
You know what I think of when I hear that? Also, when I hear that, the flaming breath, the fire, and the tempest, I Star Trek movie when they was fighting the Borg and they was attacking that damn cube and laser fire was coming all out of the ships. That's what I picture in my mind.
That's all laser is.
Yeah.
It's concentrated energy.
Right. Yeah. You also got that movie War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
So they was zapping people with the powder.
Yeah.
That's the spirit I talking about that because I think they deploying that ship with the laser on there over to Iran here soon. I forgot the name of the ship.
Circular shit.
Nah, yeah, the shoot laser.
That was the album.
No. They got a ship. They got to send over to the Iran. No, it's I forgot the name of it. I ain't know what you got.
This one I saw where it was like a tanker, and it had this big like laser like gun, and they shot that shit, and it like flew across the ocean and blew the shit up. But that was to me like, I mean, it could have been real. I don't know.
They call it particle weapons.
Something like that, yeah. But I don't know. To me, I thought it was
I
real.
gotta find it. They said I forgot the name of the ship.
They got stuff like that. When you look at Esau is like military, they got a weapon that pretty much like it starts off as a glob of copper, and then it comes together in the air, and then it slices stuff, in half. Pretty much going to how Daniel, I can't remember what chapter it is, but it goes to how knowledge will be increased.
Right.
We're talking about the shoot fire from heaven because the stuff that we're talking about is real. Shit, that's what the do weapons is.
Yeah.
Direct energy weapons, the same thing.
Straight fire.
Yeah, straight fire. That's their own version of that, man.
Right.
You know, so Esau Edom, has the technology. Because like I said, this is stuff that we have seen that he showed. So
Right.
we don't know what the stuff that he's not showing.
Oh yeah. He got the thing, the rod, the iron.
The rod of God.
Right.
The steel beam that can just drop down on a precise target. What's that? Make fire from heaven.
Should be like that.
Revelation 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Yeah, he's trying to, show forth that he has the power like the Most High. Because when you read that, what in history do you think about that they're trying to emulate? They're trying to emulate what Elijah was able to do.
Right.
The powers of Baal. He was able to call fire down from heaven. Well, he says he has the same technology. That's why we're witnessing himself trying to put himself in the seat of God. Man.
Yeah.
He's trying to tell the world, and look, I have the same power as the Most High. So this is why y'all need to worship me, man. These miracles and everything that he's showing forth, which is really they're pseudo miracles, man.
Right.
Because it's nothing more than witchcraft, left hand power, man.
Right.
That's what he said in Isaiah. I shall be like Most High.
Right. Right.
And verse 14. And deceiveth them, Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live.
Well, that's what's gonna make everybody, coerce to be down with the new world order system, man. Because this new technological realm that they're trying to bring in, all right, these people are gonna bow to it, man. Because Esau's promising you immortality if you become a damn cyborg. All right, they're telling you that if you get this Neuralink, you can control shit with your brain.
Right.
All right, you can recall memories that you forgot. Telepathy, move, like I said, move shit with your mind, But the Most High has given this power out to his men without technology, man.
Right.
This is him trying to tap into it on the left hand to show you, like, look, this is my kingdom. My kingdom. They're promising immortality, but it's only immortality for them.
Right.
For you, it's going to be perpetual slavery.
Right.
I always give the example, the show Black Mirror. I believe it was season 4, the last episode. It was called Black Museum. And in that episode, you had the chick from Black Panther, the sister, Zuri.
Right.
She was the main character in that. And it was her, I think, her ancestor or whatever.
Yeah.
They had this nigga as a hologram. And so everybody that come into the museum would pretty much just torture this nigga. And he can feel it, but he can never die. That's essentially the type of shit Esau wants you to have. So yeah, he promised you immortality, but that immortality is for him to fuck with you for eternity, man.
Right.
All right? And if you don't want to get down, he can just turn your chip off, man.
Right. I got something for you. This is Psalms 89 and verse 48. We start at 47. It says, remember how short my time is, wherefore hast thou made all men in vain? What man is he that liveth and shall not see death? Shall he deliver his soul from the hand of the grave? So even though Esau is promising you, all this shit, immortality. He can't do anything, man. He's a mere man. He's just a mortal, man.
Yeah. It's a precept of Sirach that tells you that no man has power to retain his soul, man. Somebody know what I said.
It's also when it said, fear not him that can kill the body, but fear him that can kill the body and the spirit.
Yeah, because this technology that they're trying to fool you people with, like they say you can upload your consciousness to the cloud. That's why they're giving you all these futuristic shows like it was one where y'all remember Ultra Carbon, the black guy. And pretty much they had your consciousness was in the disc. They put in the back of your brain. They had sleeves. Where you could
sleeve.
Yeah, you come back as a black man, an Asian man, white
They
man,
got
whatever.
that sleeve thing. They're trying to have that shit.
Yeah.
We don't know how.
Don't forget about Avatar.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that. Tron, yeah, all these things, man. That's their pseudo attempt at eternal life, man.
It's pseudoscience.
I never actually seen Tron. I seen clips.
Where they got their conscience in a disc. And when they upload it, they take that disc, snap it on you, and you come to life.
Oh, shit.
I gotta watch that.
I found that precept you wanted, though.
Tron.
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 8. There is no man that has power over the spirit to retain the spirit. Neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those who are given to it. So pretty much as the brother was going into, man, hey, Esau has he don't have the ability to be able to attain immortality. He's trying to go about it as if, transhumanism is the way out to escape the power of the Lord, for him to attain immortality. That's why they show you this in all these movies, man. Putting his consciousness into a robot. Shit, you even had that video game, Cyberpunk. Where they're able to put body parts, what they call trans. But that's not going to happen. You had that one movie, what's it called? They call them sleeves. They call it body sleeves.
Oh, that was Alter Carbon.
Alter Carbon, right? Where they're able to, put their consciousness into like a disc or something and then upload it into the body.
Yeah, you put it in your neck.
Yeah.
And so if you destroy the disc in your neck, that's what Carbon is about.
Right.
You go into like the sleep state.
Right.
They put you in another thing. And you have to buy it. If you don't buy it, they'll put you your next life you'll be a woman. Some bullshit like that. And that show was bugged out.
Yeah.
But like I said, the only way to truly get immortality, bro, is through righteousness,
Right.
wisdom.
Right.
All right. That's why Esau, you're never going to achieve that.
Right.
That blessing was never promised to you. Yeah, you were the firstborn, but it was always the spirit to where you was gonna give it up.
Right.
So what happened between Jacob and Esau back in Genesis 25, that was sanctioned by the Most High to happen because that's what your story was with.
Right.
Real quick, get Romans 9. We said that neither did wrong or right.
Yeah.
Because it's not about well, that's not fair. No, that was the Most High story, man. No, that's too far. It's like 9, 13, something like that. I know that point starts at 9.
Fine.
Like
Verse 11?
Yeah.
This is Romans 9 and verse 11. For the children being not yet, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Right, so Esau and Jacob, before they was even on the earth to even do any works, the Most High already had it ordained for Jacob to receive the promise.
Right.
So yeah, Esau eventually became known as the sons of the wicked. That's where they descend from. But at the end of the day, before they were even incepted into Rebecca's womb, it was already sanctioned for Jacob to get the birthright.
Right.
It just so happened that Esau came out first for story's sake. The Most High had to make the story interesting.
Right. And at the end of the day, Esau is actually younger than us.
Yeah.
For Job 30th chapter, he that is younger than I have me in derision. So ultimately in the spirit, Jacob is actually the firstborn.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So he can be mad all he wants.
Right.
The birthright was never yours, my nigga. That's just what it is, bro.
That's the way the Lord wanted to go out.
Bro, it was always us.
Right.
Like I said, the Lord's the ultimate director. I always refer back to that quote from William Shakespeare, who was a Jake, by the way. But he said that the world is a stage and we're all many players. Man. We're all playing the part the Lord has set for us.
Right.
It makes sense because you read the script right here.
precept. This is Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient time the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So the Most High, like you say, Most High wrote the story from the end, from the beginning, man. He already, stated that Jacob was going to receive the blessing, and Esau going to play the damn village, man. It ain't nothing nobody can do about it. We are in this movie now. This is the role we are playing. What role are y'all playing? The role he gave y'all. It ain't nothing you can do.
I'm gonna continue on in that Romans 9. 12 it says, it was said unto her, the elders shall serve the younger. So it was already preordained before they were even born that the elder was going to serve the younger. But it says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. So it says, of course not, man. Right? Because the Most High can do whatever he wants at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He already had it set up like that. And as we made the point, Jacob is actually the elder, man. He's the spirit. So of course he's going to receive that blessing, man. But let me go back. You want me to get that Isaiah 45?
Yeah.
So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 and
That's a good one too, but 6 and like what's it? Start at 19. We'll start at 18. The point is 19.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse
17.
verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Discipline is love.
This is going into wisdom, fear.
Of discipline.
Desire, discipline, go ahead.
And the care of discipline is love. And love is keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
So wisdom teaches you how to truly love Yahweh Shai, which is being disciplined. To be a disciple, you have to have discipline. And meaning that you have to pretty much abide in the law, statute, commandments that Yahweh Shai has given us. And we understand we can't keep it perfect. So we have the faith, in Yahweh Shai is what, allows us to be able to maneuver in this truth. So we have been given the instructions on how to move. Go ahead.
And love is keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Right. So go back up to that. Get it again.
Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Oh.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 19. And incorruption maketh us near unto the Most High.
So wisdom leads to incorruption. So to get immortality, you need wisdom, which is righteousness. Because righteousness equals life. All right. What Esau is trying to promise, all right, is a pseudo kingdom, a pseudo blessing that requires the mark of sin. Because that fucking chip, that's an idol. Right. That's the ultimate sign of sin. That you take that, you have bowed the knee to Satan, and you have declared that he is your God. Esau, Edom is your God. So anybody that takes that chip, all right, you're down from the jump, man. Go ahead.
I got something to back you up. This is Sirach 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. You see, so the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments, that's what leads to life, man. That's what leads to immortality. This whole, getting chipped up and trying to bypass the laws to receive immortality, that's not the way to go, man. What does it say? He that cometh up some other ways, shall be, what is it considered a thief? Thief and the robber, man. That's Esau, man. Trying to steal from the fruit, man. Trying to steal from the fruit of life. But he's trying to go about it some other way, which it ain't going to profit him, man.
Unfortunately, a whole lot of people, they're going to fall for that old okie dude. And y'all going to lose y'all soul. As soon as you receive that chip, like brother Armand was saying, sow your soul to Satan. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no holler. Well, I'm going to use it for a while and take it out. Then I'm going to go find the men of the Lord and I'm going to repent. No. Once you take it, that's it. You done for, man.
God. Let me go back to Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah 63.
Isaiah 63.
No, you use Isaiah 45. Isaiah 63.
No, you don't know, bro. The video wasn't about you, bro. You wildin'.
This is the book of Isaiah,
You out of order.
verse 63. And it reads, stop and talk.
Yeah, you started. Sorry.
Who is this that coming from Edom? Edom, with dyed garments from Basra.
Right, this is talking about the Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, he's going to fulfill this prophecy when he comes down upon the planet Earth. You know,
This that is glorious in his apparel.
he's going to be traveling in the chariots, traveling with the thousands of heaven. You know,
We're going to be decked out, boy, armored down, gold, armbands, suit of armor, boots strapped down, and angelic power force. Afro out, hey,
Scary sight for you, Mike.
scared right. Traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
God, can you get Isaiah 45 and 17? Because the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver his elect. Quanawah, could you get Matthew 24 and 31, Baba Shah?
This is Isaiah 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Yea, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
And it said Israel. It didn't say Moab or Ammon. It didn't say Edom. It said Israel. All right, and then amongst Israel, the Lord deals with the elect of the nation of Israel. Could we get that?
So Matthew 24 and verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Right, so we got Isaiah 63 and verse 1, all right, the Lord traveling in the greatness of his strength, or glorious. We got 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, all right, because the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to be returning with the angels, all right? So can we go back to, now we good on that. Could you get 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 9? Because it says, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Right now, ultimately we're seeing the prophecies take place. And we understand that, the Lord Yahweh Shai is about to make his return. All right, and upon his return, he's going to deliver the elect as we got in Matthew 24th chapter.
2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Right, and again, we ultimately got the signs. We see as the signs are essentially taking place, return. All right, who's in rulership is Esau Edom, the so-called white man.
You want to read it?
Oh, that was Isaiah. You go back to Isaiah 6.
Isaiah 63 and verse 2.
That's that Sakari.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat.
And that's symbolic of what's going to take place. All right, ultimately Esau Edom is going to be destroyed. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to, as we said, last camp, he coming to take hats, to collect hats. All right, he's going to wound the heads over many countries.
Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will shred them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Comment how you run back verse 2. Could you get Isaiah 34 verse 5? And Quanawah, could you get Luke chapter 12 verse 49?
Isaiah 63 verse 2.
2, yep.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat.
Nah, we get that.
Come on. Isaiah 32 and verse 5.
34.
Oh, 34 and verse 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Right, and Idumea is the Greek way to say Edom. Are you so-called white people?
Right.
The Lord is coming to do a lot of killing and destructing, upon the planet Earth, but chiefly aimed at Esau, Edom, all right, the heathen in 2/3. All right, those that's not destroyed are ultimately going to be rounded up as a figure.
That's right. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. The Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra.
Right.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right. So when you look at how sacrifice, you got the mazabach that ultimately goes into the altar. Right. All right, but you got the object that's being sacrificed. The object that's going to be sacrificed is 2/3 in the heathen. Yeah.
Right, and America is that altar, man. And everybody here that's left, whenever the chariots come and deliver the elect, all them people left behind, man, those are gonna be that sacrifice, man.
It'll be burned to a crisp.
We continue on.
Oh no, you good on that. We can go back to that.
Isaiah 63:3. Again, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. So I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments,
14.
and I will stain all my raiment.
Right, so the scriptures go into how the Lord Yahweh Shai and the Lord Yahweh are one, ultimately going to the same mindset. You know, so if the Lord Yahweh, you know, is ultimately displeased, all right, with judgment, the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to be in the same steam.
Isaiah 59 and verse 13 or 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter.
Right. What's going on upon the planet Earth? All right. Ultimately, everything is not, you know, being ran in judgment or righteousness. So the Lord Yahweh Shai are ultimately displeased. All right. So going back to how the Lord is ultimately going to be furious when He returns. Could we get Matthew or Luke 12:49? Can you run that back?
This is Isaiah 63 and verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. So I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and the blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Can we get that?
Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what would lie if it be already kindled?
Right, so the Lord ultimately has judgment set, all right, for Babylon the Great and in various parts of the earth. You know, specifically going into prophecy, you know, with this word. Could we get that in NLT as well? Because it's already going to be fires being set ablaze, spiritually, literally, and figuratively, you know?
So Luke chapter 12 and verse 49 in the NLT. I have come to set the world on fire, and if I wish it were already burning.
Right, the Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, ultimately, you know, can you read it beginning part?
Says, I have come to set the world on fire,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish it were already burning.
Right, the world is already set on fire due to prophecy. You see, essentially, prophecy is turning everything upside down. It's that monkey wrench and these elite plans. You know, it said the latter part.
And I wish it were already burning.
That essentially is a exemplification as to how the Lord Yahweh Shai is ultimately in fury. All right, he's very angry with how this place is being ran. That's why it says, "For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury." And the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back to do judgment. All right.
Yeah, the judgment is due, man. If you see the state of the world, judgment is over fucking due, man. People are proud. People don't know how to humble down. You gotta understand, the times we're living in, the Lord is about to do a number on these fucking people, man. Can you give me 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3 real quick, man?
Got it.
Yeah, kind of got it.
Because the Lord about to do a work, man. The Lord about to fuck this place up, man. Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you better get your shit together. That's all I can tell you, man. Because the Lord gonna fucking take this nigga down, Esau, right along with you two third-ass niggas, man.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 3. Talk no more so proud, so exceedingly proud. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
And that's the state of the world, man, because the state of the world is falling after who? Esau, Edom.
Right.
The mindset of the world is being proud. The mindset of the world is actually thinking you good.
Right.
Not knowing that the Most High got you a fucking trick bag, man. The Most High is about to bring turmoil to the state of the world, man. Right. Read that again.
1 Samuel 2 and 3. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly.
Talk so no more exceedingly proudly, man. You don't see that shit over there in Iran right now. You think them exceedingly proud? No, a lot of them getting shipped back in goddamn body bags, bro. They talking about 173 now, 560 plus, man.
Right.
Really more than that, because you know they like to manipulate the numbers.
Right.
They getting their ass worked over there, man. And that's of the Lord, man. Keep going.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. Can somebody look at the definition for that, please? That word for me.
I might want to add on to what you said. You Christian churches, do they say like, when you come back, you gonna be holding hands and saying, Kumbaya?
Hell no.
When the Lord say He's gonna trample in His anger and His fury, and blood gonna be sprinkling on His garments, He ain't gonna be coming back. Y'all be holding hands, and everybody gonna be equal, floating in the clouds, singing.
No.
That's a lie. See?
Bloodshed.
Bloodshed.
You got the definition?
Con. This is for Salakia.
You good? Take your time.
The word for arrogancy, it means forward, bold, arrogant.
Forward, bold, arrogant. You got another one?
It says arrogancy or arrogance is the quality of having an excessive, unwarranted sense of one's own importance, superiority, or abilities.
Superiority or stability. Why does the mindset of Americans think like that? Because they think like Esau Edom.
Right.
They think since they've been conquering the whole world and hammer the whole earth that there's no end.
Right.
They think they good, not knowing that the Most High has them in a fucking trick bag, man. Because they're not setting up the snares and traps. They don't see it.
And that's why it said unwarranted.
Unwarranted,
They
yeah.
did nothing to deserve or have the feeling that they were in this lofty position. Man. It was ultimately the will of the Lord that set this whole thing up like that, man.
Daniel's 4 and 17, man. The Lord set up the basis of men. The Lord ruled in the kingdom of men. The Lord set up every nation. That's why you see every nation went down according to Bible prophecy, man.
Hey, here's a synonym for it. It's hubris. And this says excessive pride toward or defiance of the gods, which, God really. It says leading to retribution or nemesis.
Yeah.
Right. If I could add to that word for hubris in a like a militaristic type of standpoint, all right, it's very bad to have hubris, you see, because you pretty much you got tunnel vision, and
Right.
ultimately you'll be caught off guard, you know.
Right.
You caught off guard, man.
Guard.
You untouchable. Hey, can somebody give me Jeremiah 51 and verse 14?
Scripture says, in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, man. You got it, bro.
Isaiah 2 and verse 11. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Right, so this is what we're seeing is, on top of all the wickedness you see in the earth, the Lord is coming to bring down all the pride, man. Right? We're in the most proud nation. We have the most proud people. Right? And the Lord has to humble everybody, man.
Yes.
Right? That's why we go through what we go through to get humbled. But that ultimate humbling is going to come once Jacob's trouble gets up and running. Once we see Yahweh Shai's presence start to be even more magnified in the earth through World War III, through the various plagues and pestilences, through all the death and destruction that's going to come at the hand of the Lord, man.
Right.
You know?
That's why the Lord said what? Acceptable men through the furnace of adversity. The Lord is going to try you. The Lord is going to try us. He's been trying us since we've been out here teaching for many years. He's going to bring you through the ringer. The scripture said the Lord tries the reins, man. He's going to try the heart. He's going to try the heart. In Hebrew word la'ah, which is your mind, he's going to test you, man. What more so us? Come on, man. We here. You got the scripture. You got more? You got the scripture for me?
Jeremiah 51 and 14.
Start at 12.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 12. Set up a standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make thee the watch strong.
That's what you see. Isaiah the 13th chapter, the first verse, man. Lift up a standard in Babylon. What is the standard? What you see now? The scriptures, man. What you call the Holy Bible, that's the standard. And the Lord said, what? Set up a standard on the watch of Babylon. Babylon in the scriptures, spiritually known as America. Babylon the Great. The golden cup in the Lord's hand, man. Keep going.
Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For the Lord Yahweh had both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
And that's what you see. Everything that we've been speaking on since the brothers started the camp, you're seeing already being made manifest through the words of Yahweh Shem Al-Shai. World War III, the RFID chip.
Right.
All these things the Lord has planned through the scriptures for the fall of this man's system.
Right. All the tokens.
All the tokens, man. You read that second Ezra, the 5th chapter, first verse, man. You see it, man. Everything's been made manifest before us, man. As the scriptures say, the words of Yahweh Shem Al-Shai should not return to me unvoid, man.
Right.
Everything that the Lord said sent forth through the word is being made manifest, man.
Right.
It's been done. Yeah, he's accomplished what he will, man.
Right.
It's been done, man. You can't stop the words Yahweh Shem Al-Shai, man. As what Shaq said, you can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain, baby.
I got precept for that.
Come on. Hold that and bring that up.
Now it's Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And you know, ultimately, hey, no matter what a scoffer, the heathen got to say, ultimately the words, the Lord's word is gonna come to pass.
Bring it back. It's hard for niggas. Oh, let this nigga go, man. God damn. We'll read it again, man. Let's read it in the moment, ain't it?
Isaiah 55 and